Any questions at all? All right.
Do you have any resources that you found helpful in developing storytelling ability?
Reading. I've been a reader. If anybody has kids here, young kids, the one thing I can tell you, turn them into readers. Turn them into readers early. I remember Dick and Jane. It blew me away. I forget what the plot point was. The dog or Spot ran away, right? See Spot run. See the car come down the street. Oh, Scott. Novels. I'm a big fan of trashy novels, and I'm also a fan of movies. Now, the problem with movies today, guys, is that we're into the second and third generation of guys making movies. You got guys making a movie now who are referencing another guy who made a movie who is referencing another guy who made a movie. There's no life experience. There's no nothing. That's why a lot of the times if you've seen a movie in the last 10 years, you sit back and go, come on. So I like old movies. My favorite period of time is the 30s and the 40s. I just made my girlfriend sit down and watch King Kong from 32 and Casablanca from 43, 42. Things like Casablanca are great because there's a lot of stuff written about them. In fact, I highly recommend you rent Casablanca. Casablanca has great plot points in there where just things happen. What's interesting about Casablanca, just to back up for a second, is that was written by a committee. So that belies the myth that the best stories are written by one guy. But it was like one vision. And while they were shooting, they did not know how the movie was going to end. In fact, they didn't come up with the ending until the night before they shot it. And it was a pair of brothers who wrote that just came up with it. And of course, the great line was, I believe this is the beginning of a wonderful friendship as they're walking off. That's not the exact line, but whatever it is. Anyway, watch older movies, because older movies were written by guys who were literally chained to the typewriter, like on the MGM set. And on some of the sets, the studio honchos would come by and bang on the door. I don't hear typing. And so these guys had to go quick and they had to go fast. And they were pumping out movies back then like we pump out TV shows today. The average person went to the movie theater 3 times a week and would see 3 movies. So they'd be sitting there for 5 or 6 hours. It seems weird now, but it's like equivalent to what a lot of people do now with television. The plot points had to keep them going. Also the serials. You guys know what I mean by serials? Those little one-reel things, like half an hour. Then in the end, you have to come back to the theater to see it again. Cliffhangers, they call them. Flash Gordon, things like that. So I hope that answers your question. I've read the first 4 Stephen King novels. Those are pretty good. I thought he went downhill after that. The Travis McGee series is great. John D. MacDonald, Gary Halbert turned me on to that. Written in the late 50s and up through the late 60s. But if you read that, you'll see where every new detective story and detective movie out came from. They've been ripping them off for years. And just if you have your favorite authors, go ahead and read the Grissams and the Clancys and things like that, although Clancy's a little hard to take. But when you read, think about the storyline. What just happened there? Why did I say I was going to quit on page 50 and I'm on page 75 and still reading and it's late at night?